Hello there and welcome to my channel. In this video, we will discuss how to answer behavioral questions with the help of STAR technique. From start to end by understanding about the STAR technique in depth, how this technique works, and how to prepare for a behavioral interview. So, if you don't know what behavioral questions are, I'll explain that first to you. Whenever you go for an interview, you might have noticed that the hiring managers ask questions like describe a time when you had to think creatively or outside the box to solve a problem. Hiring managers use these questions to assess if an applicant's experience and qualities match with their company's culture or not. These types of questions are designed to prompt a story-like response from the applicants, and successful candidates now use the STAR interview technique to answer these questions. So without any further ado, let's start. First of all, the question arises, what is the STAR technique? The STAR technique is a method of answering behavioral questions, and it comprises of 4 steps. First is the situation, then task, then action, and the last one is result. Now, let's discuss how the STAR technique works in detail with the help of examples. So, the first step in the STAR technique is to describe the situation or context in which the behavioral question was asked. This sets the scene for the interviewer and helps them understand the context in which you are answering the question. Like, for an example, let's say you were asked a question, can you tell me about a time when you had to resolve a conflict with a coworker? Your response could start by setting the stage. Like, sure, let me tell you about a situation that happened when I was working at my previous job at XYZ company. The second step is to describe the task or problem that needed to be addressed in the situation you just described. What was your objective or goal, and what did you do to accomplish this particular thing? For an example, continuing with the conflict resolution question, once again, you might say, this task was to resolve a disagreement with a co-worker who I had a project with. We were struggling to agree on the best approach to complete the project on time, and it was causing tension between us. Now, the third step is to describe the actions you took to resolve the situation or complete the task. Be specific and provide details about what you did, how you did it, and why you took these actions. So, for an example response here, you can say, to resolve the conflict, I scheduled a meeting with my coworker to discuss our different approaches. During the meeting, I actively listened to their concerns and tried to understand his or her perspective. I then shared my thoughts on that project and why I believe that my approach would be more effective. We were able to find a common ground and come up with a new approach that incorporated both of our ideas. The final step is to describe the result or outcome of the situation. What happened as a result of the actions that you took, and what did you learn from that experience? Remember, problem solving approach is very, very required here. For an example, here you can say that for the conflict resolution question, the result of our meeting was that we were able to come up with a better approach to the project that incorporated both of our ideas. We also improved our working relationships, and we were able to communicate more effectively moving forward. From this experience, I learned the importance of active listening, understanding different perspectives, and finding common ground to achieve our objectives. Now, last is how to prepare for the behavioral interview. So this is very important because most of the candidates, they are not prepared for these behavioral interviews, and they do not prepare their stories well in advance. So now I'm going to give you a few tips how you can prepare for these behavioral interviews. So, number first is that you have to be prepared in advance. Recall the latest situations you have been in, and talk about those situations that have demonstrated positive behaviors. Talk about your decisive actions, especially involve your work experience, team effort, leadership, initiatives, or any service delivery that you have done. Now, then, create short descriptions for each situation and be prepared to share the details if they are asking you. Make sure that your story has a beginning, middle, and conclusion. Be prepared to describe the situation, task at hand, the action you took, and the result what you got from that particular approach. Be honest with your answers. It would be the best if you could relate your real life experiences rather than mugging up the answers that are already there on the internet, because it is very likely that the interviewer has conducted enough behavioral interviews to know when someone's being honest or when someone's being giving the responses that are already there on the internet. Then ensure that the outcome reflects positively on you even if the result wasn't favorable. Be specific about the events and give a detailed account of what happened, avoiding generalizing. Provide various examples and don't recount the same situations over multiple questions. Be prepared to have a lot of different situations for different questions. Do not repeat those same situations again and again. In the description, I have attached a few questions that are generally asked to check if you are a good cultural fit. If you want the answers to these questions, stay tuned on my channel. I will be back with a new video very soon. In the meantime, you can stay connected with me on Instagram and LinkedIn. You will find the links to both in the description of this video. Thank you so much for being till the end in my video. I hope you like it. And don't forget to subscribe me if you found this video useful. Bye bye.